She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as she stays with me. She said, she'll take me anywhere, she'll take me anywhere, as long as I stay queen. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Yes, yes, Molly's lips. Here, and it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not sure how long I can do this. I mean, it's kind of like this year has just gone by way too fast. It just seems like year after year. I mean, this year has been way too fast. I mean, I really have enjoyed every single bit. I think that there's been a lot of ups. There's also been a lot of downs. A lot of good times, a lot of bad times. But YouTube has got me closer with a lot of friends and made a lot of cool moments. And I think that's what was important in this line of work, if you want to call it that. And I will try my very best to try to continue with this, what I call a job, even though, well, it's not a pleasure. But this has been a part of me every year. It's always the best. And now that this is the last full year of my 30s, I want to make this journey a lot better. And next year, a lot more planned. It's been one hell of a ride. So, with that, I guess I will see you next year. Maybe. I don't know. This might be just getting too much for me. So. Oh. Bye, guys. Just kidding. I'm not going anywhere. Come on. But anyways, let's cap off the end of the year with New Year's Revolution. So, I'm an idiot, because, I didn't think, this is 2005, but a lot of this stuff happened around, I thought maybe after 2000, well, WrestleMania, 21, whatever. Anyways, no, definitely not it. So, this takes place January 9th, 2005, in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Oh, see, I forgot all about that. But, anyways, this was a pretty good show, despite this year being a little bit fucked up. There's really no other way to describe it. It just kind of was like, oh my god. The storylines, yeah. Anyway, so we got a tag team match for Sunday Night Heat, and it was the Hurricane and Rosie who had defeated the Resistance of Sylvain Grenier and Robert Conway. And this was a point, where Robert Conway was added into the group despite being American. So I'm not quite sure why they added him, but I didn't see this match, although I probably did at that time. So I'm going to say this was a good match. I mean, Hurricane and Rosie worked well together. I think Matt and Hawaii, if it wasn't for his untimely death, would have probably gone a little bit further. And I mean, who knows if he would have crossed paths with his brother. Imagine that, eh? Like, joining the bloodline. That would have been interesting, but unfortunately things happened the way they did. And then we go on to the main. The Tag Team Championship match. By the way, this is a Raw show, which I didn't really know about. So, I mean, I thought it was both promotions, but this was at the time where they were going to have a Raw pay-per-view, and they were going to have a SmackDown pay-per-view, so, you know, it is what it is. We've got Eugene and William Regal, who were the champions, who took on Christian and Tyson Tomko. And these two guys worked well together, and I mean, you look at the team of Eugene and William Regal, and at this point, you have Eugene coming out, he's got the Hulkamania muscle shirt on, and it was like, you know, I look at this guy, and a lot of people, yes, it was controversial, and I thought at that time, before I even know who Nick Densmore was, I thought this was a legit special needs athlete, but it turns out that wasn't the case, and I didn't know how to feel about it at the time. I mean, it is what it is. You have a lot of people who are American or Canadian who are pretend Frenchmen or, like, Indians, I guess. So, I don't know. This was interesting, and I mean, those two worked well together. This would be Christian and Tyson's last hurrah, I guess, before Christian goes to TNA, and then shortly afterwards, Tyson Tomko. So, this was a good match, and William and Eugene ended up retaining the titles, so that was pretty cool. And like I said before in another video, I think William Regal has been one of those guys that I don't know, in WWE just seems to be one of the best tag team wrestlers in the company. That's just it. Championship match. We've got Trish Stratus, a newly turned Trish Stratus, coming off of WrestleMania 20, taking on Lita. These two women really changed the game for the women's division. And I mean, it's one of those things where it was like, it didn't matter if it was Raw, SmackDown, or a pay-per-view. These two women always stole the show. But, I mean, you didn't know who was going to win. And, yeah, basically, Trish Stratus did the chick kick for the win. And winning the women's champion. Yes, I guess I forgot to mention Lita was the champion coming in. So... we have a match for the Intercontinental Championship. We've got Shelton Benjamin versus Maven. By the way, shout out to Maven Huffman. very cool website on YouTube. Very good stories. I always enjoy that. I also enjoy the outdoor videos, I guess. So, subscribe to his channel. But this was a good match, and yeah, Shelton Benjamin basically did the T-bone for the win, retaining the title. I mean, Maven also got some offense in, obviously, but I think that, honestly, besides the hardcore title, I don't think it would have killed WWE to put the IC title on him. I thought that would have been pretty cool, actually, but they probably had other plans, and yeah, Shelton Benjamin retained the title. Muhammad Hassan with Daivari defeating Jerry Lawler with Jim Ross. And yeah, this was the shits. I'm sorry, this was the shits. I mean, this was like, you know, a few years after the terrorist attacks in 9/11, and so I don't know who it was. I can't say it was just Vince, but it was like, hey, let's take a half Italian guy, half Indian, and we're gonna put him as an Iraqi guy, I guess, Middle Eastern, and give him all these vignettes, and then we're gonna have him have a debate with Daivari, and then have him debate against Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler. Yeah, kind of like an American, pro-American thing, and you know, that was it. And that was to me, it was just in bad taste. Like, there's no disrespect to Americans or anything like that. That storyline was in bad taste. Just, and then of course you get the whole thing in SmackDown with The Undertaker and the Masked Men. Of course, you know, coincidentally enough, the UK bombing happened, and that was devastating, and there was just some storylines that should have never saw the light of day or made in WWE or any wrestling promotion in general, but it was, I don't think it was just, it was just bad. I'm sorry, but it was just bad. You know, and I think that you have the whole thing, and this was, and this wasn't this generation's Sergeant Slaughter turning on America. And again, I mean, that might have been a bad taste as well. It was just, yeah, I mean, to me this hit differently because of what happened in 9/11. I don't know. This match was fine. I mean, we all know that Jerry Lawler is one of the most legendary wrestlers, but Daivari tried to get to JR, which distracted Jerry, and Muhammad Hassan ended up getting the win. Yeah, you know, there's just certain things you shouldn't be able, you shouldn't tackle at all. But speaking of poor taste, versus versus Gene Sinitsky. Of course, there was this whole fucking storyline. By the way, I feel bad for Glenn Jacobs. As I'm thinking about this review, we're doing it with the storyline and everything here. Not too long before this, you had the whole Katie Vick thing. And now you're doing this. Basically, Gene pushed Kane into a pregnant Lita, which caused her to lose the baby, which all this other storyline, of course there's a thing where Gene comes out and he kicks a fake baby. Alright. This was a good match though, and I mean, it wasn't a hardcore match, but there was chairs involved. There was a point where Gene went outside, tore the mat up, exposing the wood out there, I guess, and it backfired when Kane backdropped him. And yeah. So basically, Kane ended up winning with a shitty tombstone. And I think this feud ended a little bit. No, it didn't last long. A match for the vacant World Heavyweight title. Got Triple H, Randy Orton, Batista, Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Edge. And you got the special guest referee, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And this match was pretty cool. I mean, the concept of this match in particular, like, I love the Hell in a Cell match. This is the second best stipulation match, in my opinion. Obviously going way back to 2002. And just fucking brilliant. But this match was awesome, starting with the two Chris's, and they have a lot of history. They have Edge accidentally spearing Shawn Michaels, which earned him a super kick, Sweet Chin Music. And there was the famous thing where Dave Batista got eliminated, and Triple H was by the turnbuckle. You see him get up, and for a little bit, and then he just decides not to break up the pin, and Dave ends up getting pinned, and yeah, basically turns into Triple H winning the match, winning the world title, and Evolution putting him in the air. Well, Dave actually put him in the air. So yeah. So here, you have Edge, who entered number 4, eliminating Chris Jericho. And Chris Benoit, who eliminated Batista at number 1. You have Chris Jericho who was number 2. So yeah, defeating Batista. Oh wait, Randy Orton pinned Batista. Then Triple H. So I might have got his ass backwards. You get the idea. But yeah. So Triple H won. Yeah, so that was the first New Year's Revolution. And close out 2023, I thought I'll just do this video. Kind of. Don't know why I didn't pick 2006, but it is what it is. Anyways, I didn't want to come off offensive, but I just thought these were some of these storylines that year. And it's funny because I almost stopped being a fan around this time. 2005, 2006. Although 2006 was actually a hell of a good year. But anyways, talk to you later. Bye.
So you know that them cutting WCW was a long time coming.
Gnarly.
I don't think that's the case at all. When you look at some of his earlier interviews, like